Hi, right, okay, so it's good to be live. My name's Del Hughes. I want to share with you how you can make some additional income in your spare time. I also want to share with you how thousands of people across the UK are able to qualify for luxury holidays, partnering up with one of the UK's largest brands. Most people in the UK need to make more money. Most people in the UK have got a couple of hours a week they can spare to make more money. And I'm going to play a short video that's going to explain to you just who we are and how it works.
This is a UW partner, and so are these. And they don't do it for They do it because they love being a partner to Phil, Jen, Lily, Tom, Harry, and Rex. Because they get to be Billy's sparring partner, Phoebe's singing partner, the Tuesday morning bowl session with the Mrs. Partner, a partner for their goats, or simply the goats. They do it because they love being a cuddle, raving, training, model, and a business partner, a partner for partners, a life partner, and a partner for life. The best bit of being a UW partner is being a partner for the things that matter, so you can live life on your terms.
So it's Thursday night, 8 o'clock. I'm really pleased to see people tuning in. Please, if you do see this, I would love your feedback in the comments. There's 80,000 people across the UK work with UW, one of the UK's largest companies. We help people save money and we help people make money. So tonight, I'm really, really excited. I've got 5 team members on the call, and the thing that we really want to focus on this evening is the free holidays that are available to all utility warehouse partners. Anyone that joins the business, whether you are started today or whether you've been in the business 10 years, they're all able to qualify for luxury holidays. So what I've arranged is a few of them to come on, really just to give us a little bit of feedback about the incentives they've been on in the past, and also how they plan to hit the next incentives that have just been launched. So here's my colleagues with, oh, sorry, I forgot one. There's Karen. We'll bring Karen in as well. Sorry, Karen. So yeah, I run the Sack the Boss team. It's a team name. It's nothing else. All the folk you see on screen, they're all utility warehouse partners. They all have normal full-time jobs, and they also do UW in their spare time to make a little bit of additional income. So can we maybe just go down the room? Kathleen, would you just introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my name's Kathleen. I've been with the company just around about 4 years now. Started earning additional income just after COVID had started. When I got involved, I realised it was so much more than that. Certainly the free holidays that we're talking about tonight was one of them. And just recently been on one of the mini breaks Centre Parks holiday, and literally just a couple of weeks ago found out I qualified for the luxury cruise next year. So yeah, just a little bit about me.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you. Ross, would you just introduce yourself?
Hi, doing? I'm Ross. I joined just coming up 4 years ago. I'd lost my job at the time, so it was Evan had reached out saying, "Look, why don't you give this a go? If anything, it's maybe going to cover some of your bills." So at the time, it was like a car, and I think I paid my phone bill. No long after that, I ended up back in work full time, but I seen a bigger opportunity that UW presented. Obviously, the royalty income as well as the luxury holidays. So 2 years ago, last year, sorry, we went to Mexico. It was originally meant to be Israel, but obviously there was a bit of a war kind of broke out there. So UW kind of said, "Look, we'll give you a voucher," which was obviously for quite a bit of money. So we ended up going to Mexico for 2 weeks, all inclusive. Paid all our excursions and so much more. In 2 weeks' time, so next weekend, we go to Brussels, which is one of the weekend city breaks that we achieved last year. So I'm looking forward to that.
Brilliant. Brilliant, well done. Is anyone else hearing feedback, or is it just me?
Yeah, I don't
Yep.
know.
Okay. Right, well, I guess it's a live show. So what we'll do is, if you're not talking, maybe just mute and see if that cuts out the feedback now. Next, we'll jump to Karen.
Right, so I'm Karen, and I only joined UW last March. I was a customer first for a year, and then I just thought I'm going to find out the earning potential. Found it out. I was like, right, I'm in. And then so I've been doing it for a year, and I've actually qualified for the European cruise as well, which I didn't think I would manage to do it so quickly. But yeah, because when I joined, the holiday incentive was just starting, so it was a really good time to join actually, for the qualification. So yeah.
Brilliant, well done. Laura?
I'll just unmute myself. Hi, I'm Laura. I joined the business about 4.5 years ago. A bit like Ross, my financial circumstances had sort of changed, so I was looking for a wee bit extra money. When I started, I then realised the potential, and I realised there was all these different incentives and things available. So naturally, I started trying to achieve those, and did quite quickly. So once you've achieved one, you kind of want to achieve the next and the next, because you realise that these things are real, and they're free. So yeah, just kept going and have achieved quite a few of the different incentives along the way.
And last but by no means least, Kieran. Oh.
Kieran's out.
Well, that's fine. So look, that's if you're watching this on live, then fantastic. If you get any questions, you can pop them in the comment. If you do watch this on replay, again, pop replay in the comments. Hopefully you're seeing that these are just normal folk, ordinary people, busy, got their own lives, working away. Kieran's just messaged saying he's lost all his sound, so no big deal. But again, yeah, all we're trying to do is just let you know that there are huge amounts of options to basically have better things in life, rather than just kind of struggling along, working all the time. Now, these are the kind of things that I think the UK public are currently getting quite frustrated with. The start of April, we saw huge amounts of people in the UK having increases in all of their bills. I think April was the month that we're saying there was pretty much every bill that we have was being increased. Energy, broadband, mobile, insurance, council tax, water bills down in England. And these are the kind of things that frustrate people. Again, this is there's the Independent. Again, it's running a similar story. Bills are going up no matter where you look. And then I think the ITV, they also ran a similar story about households being affected. Why do I share this? I share this because as UW partners, our role is to help people save money on their boring household essential services, help them save money on their broadband, their energy, their mobile, and their insurance services. But by us helping people save money on these boring services, we actually end up making income. So we help people, we make income from helping people, and we also get points, and these points help us qualify for the luxury holidays that are available. Now, I'm going to really quickly play it's a 30-second clip just of one of the holidays that is currently up for grabs. So I showed that one because that's the one I want. Who's been Egypt or who's done the Nile? Any is?
Never done it. No.
That is like, I mean, I don't think I would ever book something like that just because of having kids and stuff. It's not really the normal kind of holiday I would have thought to book, but I think that's going to be absolutely amazing. I think Kieran's really having problems with his sound, so I'll maybe just have to leave him out the now. Ross, what holiday were you aiming for? Were you the same?
I'm going to go for Egypt as well. Probably as well. I probably wouldn't go myself. It was not something I would choose, but I think it'd be amazing to see.
Yeah. The pyramids. What about you, Kathleen? What would you be picking?
I don't know. I've still not decided yet, because obviously when they were showing it, and then as soon as they said it was Egypt and the Nile cruise, I was like, right, okay. I don't know. It's either Cyprus or that. I can't make up my mind yet, and I need to decide pronto, because I'm just going back and forward, to know that way. I can't make my mind up.
Well, seeing as you mentioned Cyprus, here it is. So with these kind of holidays, they're always a kind of 5-star all-inclusive. I mean, I've done quite a few holidays in my 10 plus years at UW, and every time it's luxury resorts, 5-star, all-inclusive. You're literally transfers, everything. You just turn up and you get the luxury treatment for the whole 7 days, 10 days, or what have you. Kieran, you're kind of struggling with your sound and stuff, aren't you?
Yeah, apologies, guys. I think I've got some technical difficulties, but I seem to be back now.
Right, no bother, mate, no problems. So there's, we've got 2 of the holidays so far. So what I really wanted to do now is show what it's like. We've got some pictures that I can use. So here we have pictures from Center Parcs, where we had Laura Bowen, and both Laura and Kathleen qualified for this. So, girls, I'll maybe let yous have a bit to say here. Laura, how did you find Center Parcs?
It was great. It was really good, and it was during the Easter holidays, so everybody that's tried to book Center Parcs in the past will know that it goes up by about 300% during the school holidays. So it was actually quite nice to go during the Easter holidays where you didn't have to pay for it. This is the second Center Parcs trip that we'd qualified for, so we'd already been before. There we are. So we'd been before, which was quite nice. This time round, the kids were a wee bit older, so there was different activities they could do this time round that they were desperate to do the last time, like the segways and there we go. The segways were a nice high-vis vests, and the clay pigeon shooting and just different things like that. So it was a different trip this time round, and they're quite good company at times. now they're a bit older, so it was actually quite nice for us. Not running about after them. They were a wee bit younger, obviously, when we were there the last time. So we had a nice weekend. Wasn't relaxing, but it was good fun.
Yeah, probably really high energy, I guess, especially with shotguns and stuff. I mean, that's amazing. What was that, clay pigeon shooting?
Brilliant. Yeah, so it was laser, so that was a wee bit more. It wasn't quite as dangerous, but yeah, it was great fun. It was good competition. So again, we were all quite competitive, and yes, I didn't win, but I beat Chris, so that's the most important thing.
You beat Chris.
I beat Chris. That was the goal. As long as I beat Chris, the kid could beat us.
And Kathleen, you were there as well.
Yeah, again, like Laura's saying, a very different kind of holiday for me. I'm used to going and relaxing and not doing anything, whether it be for a weekend, a week, or whatever, or maybe ending up in pubs and things like that. It's a completely different experience, but really good. You're totally looked after, Dale. You'd mentioned it earlier on about all the different places you've been. So the cruise a couple of weeks ago, that'll be the third one I've qualified for. But for the minute you get there, you're totally looked after. Like, I mean, they provided, obviously it's all expenses paid, but breakfast, all that kind of stuff, to the point where you were coming home where you had that much stuff that, that way you didn't use it all. That's how mental it was. Laura, I don't know if you guys were the same.
I think you're still eating bacon rolls now.
Totally.
A couple of weeks ago.
Do you know what? It's just pure quality. That's what, and I mean, when I say quality, I don't mean to sound Glaswegian when I say that. I mean like quality stuff that you get. It's no expenses spared. That's what. Until you go on one of these holidays or trips, you don't quite believe it, because it's fair enough. Folk hear us saying, this is what you qualify for. This is how you get treated. This is what you can achieve on top of being paid exceptionally well. I think it's just nobody gets it until you go on one, don't you know? You're like, wow, everybody was telling the truth. Do you know what I mean?
And when you look
crazy.
at the cost of it, like, and what you would have had to pay to go on something like that,
exactly.
It's, that's almost just like a bonus. Where else in any job? Okay, in jobs you do get bonuses. The time it's all taxed and all the rest of it, you walk away with not that much, and you work really hard for it. It's brilliant just to have that on top of everything that you've been paid for. And we're not working full time. We're doing this a few hours around our jobs, and yeah, it's like Kathleen said, we're so well looked after when you're there. It's more about feeling valued, and I think getting that recognition and feeling like you're part of something that somebody actually appreciates you being there. That alone is priceless.
Definitely. Yeah. I think it's worth mentioning as well what you actually, I don't think people understand what you need to do to achieve these things. It's not exactly anything massively over and above what you're probably already doing anyway. It's more than achievable. I think they mentioned that at the weekend, the amount of people that had actually qualified for these incentives. So yeah,
was it over 5,000 partners?
Yep.
And it's interesting because obviously I've been doing this over 10 years, and there's been so many times in my career as a UW partner where I've offered the opportunity to somebody. I've offered them the opportunity to have additional income in their life that builds up that royalty income. And we won't go too much into royalty income, but it's the big win of this business. That paycheck that drops in, even if you don't go to work, nothing beats it. It just sets you free financially. But I have offered this to a lot of people, and they normally, and they'll maybe turn their nose up. And I'm like, well, you're kind of saying that you're unhappy at your job. You don't really have a plan to set yourself free financially. And all I'd hear you do is moan about how you never get any holidays. Well, you can be a UW partner, do a little bit of work, as Laura says, maybe 3-5 hours a week, part-time, and you can get that extra income and also qualify for these kind of rewards and incentives. So what I've actually got some, I've called it how to. So I'm going to share some information on screen, more for the people who watch this, so they can see, because it's all very well as telling you about the trips we've been on. It's all very well as showing you the trips that we can get, but how do we actually qualify for them? What is it that you actually need to do? So what I'm going to do just here, just add Karen and Kieran back into this screen. So our role as a UW partner is simple. Our role is to help people. We don't sell anything. Every single service that Utility Warehouse currently that they offer, everyone in the UK is already paying it. So they're already paying their energy, they're already paying broadband, mobiles, insurance. But what they're doing is they maybe have 4 separate bills, maybe 3 separate bills to run their house, because they've got 3, maybe 4 different companies. Utility Warehouse is the only company in the UK that's licensed to supply all of the services that your house uses, but have it through one bill, one direct debit, and one app. They're not the middleman, they're not a broker, they're the supplier. They supply all of the services through one bill. Now, the key thing with UW is you get much better deals if you do it via a UW partner. So if you're a friend of Kathleen, Ross, Laura, Kieran, or Karen, and you want to know more about saving money in your bills, when you see this, you need to send them a message saying, how does this discount club work? Because if you go straight to the website, you miss out on you miss out on cashback, you miss out on extra discounts. You'll get some average pricing, but you will not get the best, keenest price. Utility House set it up so that it's all done via a partner. Our role is just to show people this information, show them the fact that they can use a Which recommended provider that's recommended by Uswitch, rates 5-star on Trustpilot, and is a de facto 5-star rated home insurance provider. Then all we do is we ask them what services annoy them, and what services would they like to save money on. And depending on how many services a customer takes from UW, depends on how many free energy days they get. Because we run the UK's best free energy club. It's only available to customers of UW. And the more services you take, the more discounts you get. So the more services you give UW, the more money you save, but therefore the more free energy days you get too. An absolute win-win, which I think is really important. Because sometimes folk, maybe they see a UW partner and they think, oh, I need loads of skill, I need loads of training. It's a really simple, easy thing to do. Now, how do we actually achieve the holidays? And it's as simple as this. We get a point depending on what the customer decides to save money on. So if I've got somebody called John, and John decides he wants to save money on his energy and his broadband, then that would get me 2 achievers points. And I get an annual target to hit, and it's mentioned, I think it's on the next slide, I've got a target to hit to achieve each holiday. So sometimes people might think, oh, only 1 or 2 partners will get the holiday. No, every single partner can qualify for the holidays purely by their own personal activity and helping their team to hit the incentives too. So like I say, you got a point for energy, a point for broadband, we can have 2 points for mobile, and every time we help somebody join UW to make money, we'll get an additional point for doing that as well. Lastly, here's how it kind of totals up. So the qualifying period started a couple of days ago, and it runs till the 31st of January next year. So if you're currently not with UW, but you would love a free holiday, a cruise down the Nile, or a week in Cyprus, or a weekend break in Centre Park, or a weekend break in Bucharest, then there's all you need to do. If you achieve 55 points between now and January, you would get the mini break, that's Bucharest or Centre Parks. And if you achieve 155 points, then you would achieve Egypt or Cyprus. And there's also a team structure target. So we also need to help 3 people join UW, and we need to help those 3 people achieve a certain level of income. And as long as we help those people achieve a certain level of income, along with hitting the points from our own personal activity, we get given a completely free luxury holiday for our family. Now, I've worked for some amazing companies. I have worked for Mercedes-Benz in the past. I worked for Audi in the past. I have never, working for any big brand, been offered incentives like that. Can I just ask anyone on the call, have you ever had any kind of incentives like that from a company that isn't Utility Warehouse?
No, not at all.
No.
Karen's not saying anything. Did you get one from a
Well,
previous
yeah,
network?
Yeah, I've been on 2 with the other company.
Oh, that's good. Because it's the kind of thing that, you know, network companies offer.
Yeah, but what I will say, this was easier to achieve than the other one, the other company.
Right.
Yeah, a lot easier.
Yeah,
So-
that's good. So look, I think, does anyone have any questions or any feedback for anyone that's maybe going to watch this? Because obviously there'll be people watching it live. It's getting broadcast on a couple of different platforms, but the majority of folk will watch this on replay. So if somebody's watching this and they're kind of thinking, oh, I'd love a holiday, what kind of tips and advice would people maybe give them?
Go on, Kieran.
I think just obviously really immersing yourself in the business. I think that's one of the things that, you know, can take a bit of getting used to, especially if it's something that you've not been involved in before, network marketing. But I think the quicker you put yourself out there, like in terms of social media and stuff like that, it took me a long time to actually put myself out there on social media and stuff like that to obviously then get the kind of traction that you really need in your business. And like I say, if you can come in and do that from the get-go, then it's definitely going to excel you, especially towards holidays and stuff like that, with the likes of the team building targets and stuff like that. The only way that people can really buy into the business or buy into the fact that they can get these amazing trips is by seeing, like ourselves, the people on the call tonight, that, you know, these are actually achievable, and, you know, everyday people are actually qualifying for these things and getting to experience them.
Yeah,
Definitely. And I think just like there'll be a lot of people out there, like, you know, we all do something else other than UW. This isn't our main job. Thinking I don't have time, and that's the worst excuse ever, because everyone's got some time. They've always got at least 30 minutes, an hour a day, and that's all it needs. It doesn't need, you know, you like setting aside 15 hours a week to do this in order to achieve the holiday. See, as long as the time that you set aside, you actually do something and focus with it, you can achieve these things so easily without it impacting your social life, without it impacting the kids, without it impacting your job. It literally is just another way to add a wee bit extra income. But the holidays alone is worth doing it for. The income's lovely, but the holidays alone is something that, you know, everybody can book a holiday, but do you really have an extra 7 to 10 grand extra just to be able to book these things? Not everybody does. And it's nice to, you know, have the income but have that holiday as well. And it means that you can book a holiday yourself, but you're then getting 2 holidays a year instead of just the one that you could normally afford. So I think these things, when you see how achievable they are, it's not fake. It's, you know, it's not, we're not making it up. All these things are achievable. We've all been on them. We're all normal people with other things going on other than UW.
yeah,
I think off the back of what Laura's just said as well about it being achievable, sometimes it's not just that people don't think it's achievable, they worry too much about what other people think. You know, that way, I don't know, certainly something that I know people that are brand new sometimes, when they want to approach maybe one of us that are sitting here doing this already, they think, okay, they've maybe been doing it a while, so maybe that's why. And it's not, it's just understanding that anyone can do this. But what you do need to, I guess, I don't know if you guys would agree with this, you need to really just not really care, I guess, what other people's opinions are, because all we really do, we just help people. We don't sell anything. We're not selling gas and electricity. We're not selling utilities. What we do is we give people other options as to how to run their home, or even better, we give people another option to earn an extra income that's completely life-changing. And when you understand that, like you mentioned earlier on, Edel, the royalty income, that's the bigger picture in all this. Plus to get all these wee added bonuses, it is incredible. And I know it can sound a bit cheesy, but some things that are cheesy are just, they're just real and they're fact, and that's it. So it's just about, if you think, you know what, my take in most things in life was always, I'll try it. If I fail at it and I'm rubbish at it, then all I've done, I've tried anyway. Do you know what I mean? So all you can do is give it a bash and discover if it's for real or not. And then if it's not, at least you know. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah. That's a great way to look at it.
Probably one I've been faced with is like people saying, "Oh, I don't have any experience in utilities, energy, or anything like that." Whereas they obviously don't know at the time, but you've obviously got a mentor who's going to take you through all the training. The support is always there, even once you've done your training. The ongoing support will always still be there. Which I think, even at this, I've been doing it was that 4 years, and I still obviously reach out for help from time to time.
Yeah.
Some people have experienced maybe one of the problems that you're facing more recently. So it's sometimes good just to have a wee reminder. And that's, the support is always there.
100%. And just, sorry, just to interrupt, but just to echo on what some of the guys are saying there as well. Like when you join the business, and everybody will relate to this when, you know, you attend UW events and stuff like that. You'll maybe see someone attend a UW event for the first time, and then you get to see them every single month, you know, month after month, every time they attend an event. And some of the personal development you can see in people and in their confidence and the way they, you know, they're going about their life is genuinely amazing. And I think what people struggle to maybe get their heads around is, especially in this current climate, with some of the slides that we've put up, you know, everybody in the UK, or 98% of the people in the UK, one, need to save money and need to earn extra money. And all you're doing is literally giving them that option. Whether they decide to take that or not is a different story. But you'd be surprised, I think, for people that are maybe sitting in the wings going, oh, I don't know. I mean, I've had team members like that as well, that you know, have maybe took a bit of time before they've actually went out and done what they had to do. And it's more through the fear, like we're saying, of, oh, what's people going to say? Or they maybe get a wee bit of rejection where somebody will say, nah, that's not for me. But 98% of people out there do want to hear what you've got to say and do need your help.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yep. Okay, so listen, we'll maybe kind of wrap that up there. So before we go, I'm going to play a short video more for the guests in the call. So if you do see this, if you know Kathleen, Ross, Laura, Karen or Kieran, and you want some more information about how you can get a free luxury holiday for your family, then please send them a message. They can send you a copy of the magazine. It's a colour magazine. It's a digital link, so you can sit and read it on your phone. It explains everything in detail. It explains the income opportunity. You can earn £250 from less than an hour's work, and all you're doing is sitting on the sofa on your mobile phone. And as somebody's mentioned in the call, we also get paid royalty income. That's why I joined this business. Royalty income sets you free financially, because once you've got it built up, it's money that drops in your bank month after month, year after year, even if you're in the pub, even if you're on the beach, even if you're playing five-a-side football. It means you don't have to turn up for work anymore, because you get paid consistently from all of your efforts from the months before. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is actually probably the biggest prize of this amazing, amazing business. So Kathleen, Ross, Laura, Karen, Kieran, thank you so much for jumping on here and helping me put this together. It's a wee bit more technical than I would normally do, but I think it's, well, I'll see when we watch it back if it was any good or not. Kieran, you make sure you reach out to Scott and give him a wee nudge in the ribs for us.
Yeah, I will do.
Because I knew this would happen, and just
probably
closing off, as I say,
now as well.
He probably is
watching.
Aye. So look, at the end of the day, all we're trying to do is show you there's an easy way where you can save money, because you can get free energy now just by joining Utility Warehouse as a customer. You need to join via a partner, so contact the person on this screen that you know. They're all on social media. Ask them how you get your free energy, free gas, free electricity, full days of free energy. No other providers offering this. It's an absolute amazing offer. Please speak to them, find out how. And I'll leave it there. So I'll close off this story. For the folk on the call, remember, don't close off. Let the story play so that it finishes its recording. But thanks so much for tuning in.
The border.
I guess it's part of my DNA. I've always had multiple income streams. It gives you that stability. It's so important not to rely on one income stream. UW fits around all my other income opportunities. I've been modelling best part of 35 years. A sports massage business, I've been running that for 8 years. I only do 2 days a week, that's enough. And my modelling will be working around that. Once I do take a job, then I'll adjust my utility warehouse accordingly around my business. And I love that fact that I'm in charge of my own destiny.
Having multiple income streams changes your whole mindset into what you can do. We've got a lot from UW. It's paid us month in, month out since the day we started. It's important in life, but for me, it's built my confidence. It's given me a chance to follow my dream of becoming a podiatrist and a private podiatrist. But it doesn't feel like a job. That's what being a me has brought to it, the fact that I'm not under the same pressure to be here Monday to Friday, to be here all hours. It's a passion and I love it. UW is a fantastic income. It fits in, no matter your job, your lifestyle. It's like a piece of a jigsaw that everybody's missing. It would just fit into everybody's life.
I'm a continuous improvement manager for a company called Amtico. I do work for people as an electrician, We also do property development as well. Multiple streams of income is really important to myself and Hayley. For the boys, we managed to send both the boys to private school, and that's one of the best things that we've done. And also we can do nice things, have such nice holidays, a new car, and do all the things that we want to do. If we decide to go and watch a show or go out for a meal, we don't have to worry about the finances because we've got multiple streams of income coming in.
Our work ethic has definitely rubbed off onto the boys because they make things and sell them. They love the whole UW thing, and as soon as Charlie's old enough, he wants to do this as well.
If I only had 4 hours to do UW, I could potentially earn £1,000 a month, £250 per customer. One customer a week for 4 weeks is £1,000. On the best month with UW, we've managed to earn just under £5,000 in a month, which is massive to us for a family. Residual income is where you do a job once and then you get paid for that every month moving forward. Building that residual income that we've done over the past 6 years has set us up for life now. UW income pays for all the bills in the house.
Being a partner in UW allows me the flexible lifestyle that I want. 1 in 3 people now are having another income stream, and it's set to rise in the next 5 years. It's exciting.
Okay, so thanks a lot for tuning in, folks. Please reach out to anyone on the screen that you know, or myself if you don't know anyone and you want to contact myself. At the end of the day, we all have choices in life. We can either have more or we can choose not to. I hope you choose to have more. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and please share this or comment, put somebody in the comment, their name in the tags if somebody needs to see this information. Have a nice night.